What's going on, everybody? Simple back at it like I'm checking my height. Today we are checking out Nexpo's Disturbing Things from Around the Internet, Volume 1. I haven't seen every single one of these. I kind of just pick and choose Nexpo videos as they pop up in my recommended feed, honestly. But I've definitely seen quite a few. Either way, we are checking this out today. If you guys enjoy this, though, please make sure you head over to Nexpo's channel and show him the love over there. Make sure you go support the creator. Let's go.
Back in November, I mentioned that I was discontinuing my Unnerving YouTube channels and Unnerving YouTube videos miniseries to a mixed response. I told you guys not to worry, and that's because what you're about to watch is its direct and far improved replacement.
My apologies.
Welcome to episode 1 of Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. This is essentially a one-stop shop for creepy finds that I might have stumbled upon recently while browsing online. We'll dive into not only creepy things from YouTube, but from all over the net as well. Today, we're going to dive into 5 hand-picked and disturbing finds from the internet.
Buckle your safety belts, ladies and gents. Here we go.
The recent Hawaii missile scare is one of the most unsettling real-life occurrences to happen in a long time. Back in my Unnerving YouTube videos series, I included an entry about an emergency alert and how disturbing they sound. This is essentially that, but this time, it was for real. Hawaii's residents went into a state of panic following this broadcast, and there were all sorts of goodbyes being given due to the anticipation of all of their lives possibly being wiped out as time ticks closer and closer to.
I can only imagine what people are feeling at this moment as news is broadcasting that there is a missile incoming to the place where you live. I couldn't even begin to fathom how people felt in that moment. Like, that must have been extremely scary.
The missile's estimated time of arrival, which was said to be just minutes from when the alert went live. Fortunately, this entire fiasco merely turned out to be a false alarm. The footage that residents took during the situation, however, is entirely disturbing. Take a look at some of it.
Missile threat to Hawaii. A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes. This is not a drill. If you are indoors, stay indoors. If you are outdoors, seek immediate shelter in a building.
If you're watching this video, that means I didn't make it because of the missile that's coming towards Hawaii. I just parred the last hole and I just hit the shiznik out of my ball. So, I love.
You know what, though? There is a piece of comedy that can be found in this, because obviously he didn't want it to be a sad moment. He's trying to get out of it in his own head. He's like, I just hit the shiznik out of my ball.
Hawaii. I just parred the last hole.
Just parred the last hole.
Shiznik out of my ball. So, I love you all, but I'm playing golf. It's the last thing I'm gonna do.
A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes. This is not a drill. If you are indoors, stay indoors. If you are outdoors, seek immediate shelter in a building. Remain indoors well away from windows. If you are driving, pull safely to the side of the road and seek shelter in a building or lay on the floor. We will announce when the threat has ended. This is not.
That's crazy.
The sheer terror that comes with an emergency alert, coupled with the idea that these residents believed that they only had a few more minutes to live, really puts things into perspective here. Hawaii is such an isolated state, and if there ever truly were an event like this that were to happen, these people would have absolutely nowhere to go. This YouTube video showed up in my recommended feed a few months back, and I've seen it a couple of times since then. It involves a family's venture as a tornado rips through their house. It opens with the husband filming a tornado a short distance away, and after a few seconds, it's evident that the storm is moving straight towards them. He then proceeds with his wife to the closet under the stairs, and the terror that follows is much, much more real than anything out of a horror movie. Look at this.
Holy shit.
How fast that thing is moving, though. It almost feels like a giant just stalking right up on you. You can almost see it taking steps here. Like, has anybody ever been involved in a tornado? You guys want to share a story? Let me know down in the comments. I'm definitely interested in hearing this stuff. I live in a place where there's a lot of mountains. We don't really have a lot of tornadoes. We get like hurricanes, and even then, they're really not that bad. I don't think we have extreme weather like this. Lightning storms can get kind of crazy. We have lightning rods on the top of the house and stuff like that. But I'm sure we're not the only place in America that has that. You know what I mean? So we don't get tornadoes and stuff. So I don't know. That's crazy.
Holy shit.
Something Mother Nature creates that can suck you right off the ground. Like,
Shit, where you at, hon? God damn, it's bad. I say. Oh my god.
and that's how fast it took for that tornado to start ripping pieces off this house. Like, this is insane.
Not yet. No. Oh.
Oh my gosh, look at the damage.
God. Our house is freaking destroyed, Josie.
You know what though?
Oh my god.
At this point, insurance definitely takes over. Like, this is something that you can't control this. I mean, yeah, it sucks. There's a lot of things that you lose, but you still have your life. Like, that's the most important. Everything else is just stuff. Those are all just things, unfortunately.
Where's Autumn?
I guess the hardest part is that you've built and worked your whole life to get these things, especially, you know, at an older age where you'd have children and be able to own a home like this. You know, it's a lot of, I could see both sides. At the end of the day, just remember, it's just stuff, though. What a traumatic experience. I can only imagine.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
that's crazy.
The way that they kept their composure after an event like that is absolutely mind-boggling, and if that were me, I don't think I'd be able to stay that calm. The sounds of the tornado alone are enough to put a horrific image into our minds, and the aftermath of their home is nothing short of grim and depressing. This video isn't anything like a movie. It's genuine and unfiltered, and I can only hope that this family successfully recovered. No matter what kind of storm it is, this really is something that can happen to any of us, at any time.
Oh, the radio disturbance? The hell?
This is another Facebook post that went live on October 3rd. A user by the name of Terry made a post asking people if they heard the eerie radio broadcast that went live on nearly every
Sorry. So not sure if everyone heard the creeper. If we didn't find anything at all, I'll post some pictures and videos from others yesterday. One individual said PM to one of the radio stations, and they stated it was glitching. Okay. However, I looked at the comments and others who posted about you see, there's about 15 states that are saying that it's about the storms and the disasters they have done lately. Well, that's a very interesting. This is very interesting. Okay.
Station in Louisiana.
Okay.
She claimed that she couldn't find anything on the news regarding the matter, and that after reaching out to other individuals who posted videos of the same thing, determined that this was happening all over the US. This is what they heard.
Hold up. What did that say? South Dakota, Tennessee, Kansas or Texas and Wisconsin. So it told you the 4 places that this is happening, right? The FCC and something authorities. What? It's almost like everybody got a piece of a message. With so many different recordings of it, that's like a lot of people got pieces of a message. That's weird.
Now, it sounds like a distorted voice naming off states, and hearing it obviously raises alarm. Allegedly, according to radio broadcast stations, this was an
Maybe we're
emergency
only getting
alert
pieces
test
of
that
it.
was sent out, and apparently this happens all the time.
Oh.
The stations claim that it's due to a difference in sampling rate from the raw broadcast to the radio station.
Okay, so who knows about radio stations? Because I am very interested in this. Is that something that happens? Is it like frame rates per second when my computer can't handle it? Now all of a sudden I start losing frames? Is that what happens? It like distorts the sound in some way, shape, or form? Maybe not, obviously, like dropping frames, but that's interesting.
If they're out of sync, it causes creepy distortion like you just heard. This is, of course, what the radio stations claim.
Yeah.
What was actually being broadcasted,
true, though?
however, is to be determined.
It's to be determined? What do you mean it's to be determined? Bro. To be determined. We have anybody from around there? Let me know. Let me know. I need to know. Anybody hear that crazy broadcast that fateful day? There's so much crazy shit that happens.
This was a very interesting thing to follow. Back in 2015, a Reddit post was made in the conspiracy subreddit by a user claiming that they lived very close to a supposed daycare that had an extremely strange look to it, and in all 5 years of them living there, have never seen a kid arrive or leave. As
Close.
expected, this struck interest in Redditors, and people started
Get a
throwing in
doggy door.
suggestions for what it could be. Some claimed that it could be a money laundering center, while others suggested that it could be used for child trafficking. There was also, of course, a group that believed that this was simply a real daycare, and that there's nothing more to see. Things got interesting though, when one user named Deathship commented this: "I'm going to advise you guys to stop looking into this place."
Oh.
This just drove the interest in the building up even more.
What?
After looking into Deathship's background, they came to the consensus that he's potentially just a troll trying to scare people. However, that doesn't discount the other
likely, we're on the
comments left
internet.
by users claiming the same thing that the original poster did. That they live in the area and have never seen a kid come in or out in years. They also went to the Funtime Kids Care website and described it as being super sketchy and plain, with a bunch of stock images and a phone number. When people
Where's
decided
this
to call
place?
it, they were either sent a voicemail or a lady would answer in a very eerie tone before hanging up on them.
What?
One other user claimed that it's indeed a real daycare and that they used to be a mail carrier for that neighborhood. However, one part of their response was a little strange. They said that it is in fact full of kids, but every single time that they deliver mail, no matter the time of day, it would always be nap time. Pretty strange stuff, but that's not even the end of it. People took to Google Maps Street View to check out the place, and they determined that the windows to the daycare have been covered up for years and have hardly ever changed. One of the few instances of somebody being outside of the building is one snapshot that a user caught where someone is out in the backyard for some reason or another. This led to even more speculation,
Okay.
prompting people to check out the place in person,
Probably just
which
a
quickly
rundown
became a
daycare.
large problem. One Redditor claimed that they traveled to visit the daycare, and at night, when they got a glimpse inside, they saw nothing but a chair aimed at a TV, showing surveillance footage of another room.
Okay, now that's sketchy, and we need some proof of that. Like, fun time daycare, huh?
Nothing but a chair
Okay.
aimed at a TV, showing surveillance footage of another room. Of course, many other people visited the daycare, even during, quote, operating hours, to try to get a peek into their windows. This led to
Nobody
another
knocked on the
large
door,
issue
though?
in itself regarding
Yeah.
grown adults trespassing on a private property to peek into a window of a supposed daycare with supposed children.
Why wouldn't you knock
People
on the
even
door?
began taking photos.
Why are people so weird? They're like, you know what? This lady's weird. Let's go look in her windows during the day. Just knock on the door.
Large issue in itself regarding grown adults trespassing on a private property to peek into a window of a supposed daycare with supposed children. People even began taking photos of the few children that they saw outside the place.
Why
This
are you doing
inevitably
that?
led to an even larger issue, so police
Yeah.
began to monitor the place and Redditors were urged to stay away.
Yeah.
One person managed to get pictures of the inside, and it seemed pretty ordinary. After
Yeah.
doing even more digging on the place,
Okay.
Redditors dug up the owner's name, and it's rumored that the building owner purchased the daycare for his mother to give her something to do with her time. Allegedly, she's been running the daycare for years, even though they have multiple violations on their state record. This is, of course, speculation and determinations from Reddit, so take these with a grain of salt. All in all, the general consensus is that this is indeed a normal daycare. A strange, eerie, and creepy one, but a daycare nonetheless.
What's really weird, right? I don't think I've ever seen a building with so many windows placed so strategically. Right? Like, the hell are you hiding in your walls that you needed? I don't know. It's just weird. It's very strange.
We just dove into 5 disturbing things from around the internet. I hope you guys enjoyed the concept of this, and if you have
Definitely-
anything that you'd like me to
definitely
look
did.
into, no matter what it is, for a future installment, please do let me know. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I love you all, and good night.
Boom! Make sure you guys go and check out Nexpo's page. Seriously, some awesome content. If you guys enjoyed this, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know, answer some of the questions, tell me some other crazy things that have happened, let me know where to go from here. I don't know. Check out one of the other videos currently floating around. I'll catch you guys in the next one.